Hey, welcome back. So in our previous video, we added this transition delay effect to our menu as well as adding text for each of our menu items. In this video, what we're going to be doing is adding an icon to the centerpiece. If this is open, we want an X in the middle indicating that we can close it. If it is closed, we want a menu icon in the center indicating that we can open it. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. I am going to minimize my browser here. I have my terminal open, so I am going to shut that down. And inside of my circular menu folder, I am going to come into part 5. We have node modules, so I want to go ahead and move that to the trash. And I am just going to duplicate part 5, calling it part 6. Part 6. Great. Now we can go ahead and open this inside of Visual Studio Code. From here, I'm going to come into Source, into my Components folder, and I'm going to start by making another new file. I'm going to create a new file, calling this circular menu icon.js. Perfect. And in here we can create another new function calling it circular menu icon. Great. And in here just returning some JSX like we always do. Return. All over the place today. Now in here we just want to make one main div with a class name, setting that equal to circular menu icon. So circular menu icon. And inside of here, we can make the 3 lines that make up the universal menu symbol. So we can just do 3 more divs in here. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. The last thing we need to do is go ahead and export this. So export default circular menu icon. Great. Go ahead and say File, Save All. With that out of the way, we can focus on our close icon now. I am going to come back over to Components, making another new file, and we're just going to call this close circular menu.js. Perfect. And in here, making another new function, close circular menu, and in here returning some JSX just like before. Now in here we want a main div with the class name of, what we want here, just how about close circular menu. Seems good. And in here we want to make an X icon, so we can just rotate a couple of divs. So I'm just going to make one div in here, duplicate that one more time, and we should be good to go. Now the only thing we need to do is export this. So export default. I'm just going to copy the name to save some time. Close circular menu. Perfect. Next up, I'm going to direct my attention back over to my circular menu file, and inside of our div with the class name menu button, we want to make a new JSX expression. We want to ask if is open. So if the menu is open, we want to render our close circular menu component. So close circular menu. Otherwise, we can render our, what did we call it, circular menu icon component. Perfect. The last thing we need to do is just import these two up above. So import. Oops. Looks like we already have those imported. I guess since we referenced these components down below, Visual Studio Code just brought them in by default. I guess that's pretty convenient. But if you don't see these above the close circular menu and circular menu icon imported, go ahead and just copy this second and fourth line into your imports, okay? So with that, we can go ahead and say File, Save All. I'm going to direct my attention into my styles folder into partials, and we want to go into circular menu.scss. Now, inside of our menu button class, we want our X icon as well as our menu icon to be centered. So I'm going to make a few new styles in here. I'm going to say display of flex, align items, center, and also a justify content of center. Now, you might notice we have a lot of duplicate properties between our menu item and menu button classes. We're going to be cleaning that up a little bit later. I just wanted to point it out in case anyone was noticing it. Next up, down below, I am going to make a class targeting our circular menu icon. So circular menu icon. Oops. Icon. And in here, the first thing we want to do is say display of flex. Flex. Next up, we want the flex direction to be in the direction of column so that our 3 lines stack one on top of each other. So column. We want maybe a height of about 18 pixels. Seems like a good height. We want justified content of space between so that our 3 lines are spaced out in their parent div. Beyond that, the last thing we would want is a width of, let's say about 27 pixels. It seems like a good number. Next up, we can target the individual divs inside of the circular menu icon, and we want maybe a background color. Let's give them a nice off-white. So something like FE, FE, FE. We can say each of these is going to have a height of 3 pixels and a width of 100% so that they fill out the parent with 100%. Great. I'm going to say File, Save All. And the next thing we want to do is target our close circular menu class. So close circular menu. In here we can define some more styles. So we can give it a height. We want this to be perfectly square, so we can say 27 pixels by 27 pixels. Width 27 pixels. We also want the children of closed circular menu to move relative to the parent div right here, so we can say position of relative. Next up, we can go ahead and target the children divs inside of the closed circular menu class. So in here, we want a background color of this same off-white, so we can copy this property up above. We want same about a height of 3 pixels, so it's consistent with the menu icon. We want a left property of about 50%. We're going to move this absolutely, so we're going to say position of absolute as well. It'll move relative to the parent since the parent has a position of relative. Next up after that, we can say top 50%, just like left, and a width of 100%, so it is the width of the parent as well. Okay? And we want to do something a little bit different with each child div. The first one, we want to rotate negative 45 degrees, and the second one we just want to rotate 45 degrees. So we can say and colon first child. Let's see, something is not right here. What's going on? Oops, I forgot a colon at the end of that. Semicolon, I mean. So transform, we can translate it negative 50 and negative 50%, so it's in the center. Forgot the percent right here. Percent, and we want to rotate negative 45 degrees. Great. We can just go ahead and duplicate this to save some time. I'm going to say nth child of 2, so nth child of 2. And for this one, we just want to rotate 45 degrees. Okay? Now with that, we should be seeing something inside of our browser. I'm going to go ahead and say File, Save All. I am going to minimize my Visual Studio Code window. I am going to open my terminal, and I'm just going to type in cd followed by a space, pasting in the part 6 folder. Next, we just want to run npm install, since we currently do not have a Node modules folder. Now that might take some time, so I'm going to cut the video right here. I will see you in a bit. Alright, our Node modules folder is now done installing. All we need to do from here is run npm start to see our project inside of the browser. That might just take a second. There we go. As you can see, we have 3 lines here indicating a menu. If I click on that, all of my options animate out, and we have this X icon that indicates that we can close this. If I open it again, the exact same thing happens, and so on and so forth. Alright, I think that's a good stopping point for this video. I will see you in the next one. Stay tuned.